Project was a cord, and before I start, I got a little handout for everybody to look along with me, and it might save you from taking a couple notes. Thank you. Everybody. And the back page, and we'll come back to it, and we'll get to site prep. So this should be some helpful information. Yes, sir.
Can I have one more?
Did you get one?
No.
My fault, buddy. All right. All about a cord. Glyphosate is the main ingredient. It prevents plants from making certain proteins that are needed for plant growth. Exposure to glyphosate occurs through skin contact, inhalation, and eye contamination. All those, I'll get more into that when we talk about that. The fundamental use of the herbicide cord enters the leaves of plants to kill both broadleaf plants and grasses. Being one of the most widely used herbicides in the U.S., the cord also is found around aquatic areas. First, let's go over the fundamentals of a herbicide. And let me also mention this is not a restricted use pesticide. Objectives of using herbicides is to kill certain targets while leaving the desired crop relatively unharmed. A cord controls this unwanted vegetation to promote pine dominance on post-emerging, understory, or competing species. Post-emerging is really important about this. Safety is important. PPEs always should be worn. Long pants, long sleeve shirt, socks, coveralls. Eye protection, chemical resistant gloves can be encouraged. I would wear them if I was using this. Caution is the signal word. By reading the vital information found on the herbicide label, you will find that a cord is not deadly. It is only found troublesome in chronic, exaggerated use, which is unlikely. You know, you're not going to be taking a bath in this stuff. Contact with eyes and skin should always be washed and flushed with water, at least a minimum of 15 minutes. During an event of overexposure, assure the applicator gets plenty of fresh air. When you're inhaling all that, it can make you dizzy, disoriented. You want to make sure you're alert. Forestry application, temperature, humidity, and wind and swath adjustment are a few of the most important things when it comes to forestry application. But a cord often comes in a container consisting of water-like fluid that can be mixed with other herbicides. It's often mixed with Arsenal, Garlon, or more strong, for a more permanent effect. Point of contact reaches foliage through the plant stem and into the roots, and it dies back. It kills it from the root up, and then it browns. Visible yellowing and wilting can be seen 2 to 4 days after application. Broadcast spraying, aerial ground works the most effectively. However, other methods include spray to wet or low volume sprays. I'll also mention a few other methods. Come back to that. A cord is capable of grass growth suppression or of desired sites, including densities of up to 1,500 stems per acre. Of course, you're going to need more herbicide dosage when dealing with higher densities. Maximum efficiency, it's going to be efficiency, when applied after full leaf extension, better known as the growing season. These are non-forestry related sites where a cord is also used: airports, golf courses, habitat restoration area, highways, lumber yards, parking lots. Like I said, this is pretty safe. It's not something, you know, Velpar. It's not going to kill. It's not dangerous. I mean, you still need to be moderate and definitely be attentive when you're using this. The benefits of using this cord is a low use rate and more concentrated structure, meaning more acres treated per gallon. Containing 4 pounds a gallon versus 3 pounds a gallon for most other glyphosate formulations. That's from Dow's AgriSciences. Easier for applicators to control and handling even in cool temperatures due to its low viscosity. The cord makes for an excellent tank mixing partner, including these as well-known forestry associated herbicides: Garlon 4 Oust, Garlon 3A Westar, Escort, Chopper, and Arsenal. very effective rates controlling arborescent hardwoods when combined with arsenal. And the benefits continue. In the event of dense brush adjacent to moving standing water, you are in luck. A cord is safe contestant to use with it, to control it. When compared to other pesticides and one-step treatments, a cord is ranging in the top 3 recognized for competitive rates along with more reasonable price ranges. And I got this little video right here. It's not very long. And he's talking about soybeans, but if you replace it with trees, forget what he says about soybeans and just listen to trees.
Today I would like to discuss with you herbicide mode of action. Herbicide mode of action simply refers to the way in which a herbicide controls weeds. Knowing your herbicide modes of action has become more important over the past few years due to the development of herbicide-resistant weeds. Specifically, resistant Palmer pigweed or Palmer amaranth and Roundup Ready soybeans have driven the need to use residual herbicides in Roundup Ready soybeans, conventional soybeans, or Liberty Link soybeans. Certain herbicides can have a different trade name and even a different common name, but still be the same herbicide mode of action. Therefore, understanding herbicide mode of action is critical to the development of a resistance management plan for resistant weeds in soybeans. For your convenience, in the MP44, herbicide mode of action
This is really
now
important.
listed in the first column of the weeds control table for each herbicide section. For example,
Something about this right here.
on page 36 of the weed response
You
rating
can
for
see
soybean
your pesticide
herbicides,
right here.
the first
You might
column
see
is
Garlon
herbicide
or maybe not
family
Garlon
is
itself,
represented by
but the
symbol
main
number.
ingredient.
This number again refers to the way in which that herbicide controls weeds.
Listen
The
here.
important thing is when developing a resistance management plan is to use as many herbicides with different numbers that are still effective on the weeds that you have in your field. This publication is available at your
What he's
county
basically saying
office
is,
or on the
he's
web.
talking about those numbers that you saw. My pesticide contains glyphosate. Jake's, I'm not sure what Jake. He said it is.
Hexazinone.
Yeah, the more of those say azazinone is a 10 and glyphosate's a 7, you want to have as many different numbers to treat whatever you want to treat to make sure you get rid of it. It's going to take care of it and get it out. It's going to kill it. Okay, well. I lost my place. All right. Can y'all see that still? All right. Found on epestsolutions.com. A cord costs $157 for a 2.5 gallon jug, almost a third the cost of Arsenal. Similar competitor to glyphosate, has similar ingredients. Cord XRT rates $80 for a 2.5 gallon jug. It is known for excellent results in various forestry activities ranging from site prep, wildlife management, recreation in parks, trails, and trailheads. The cord is very resourceful and cost effective for a multitude of purposes. Of course, we got various species that it controls. It controls many, all the grasses, weed and herbaceous species. But the big ones, when we're dealing with pine management, you're going to deal with dogwood, oaks, poplars. And thing about a cord, whether it's combined or not, it deals well with oak, red, white, and water oak, poplars, sweet gum, sycamore, broadleafs, honeysuckle, and blackberry. And partial control, which would be a time you need to mix it with Garlon or milestone maybe, black gum, hickory, dogwood, maple, and cherry, and greenbrier. And I know there was one more it didn't completely control it. But this next slide is site preparation is one of the most important silvicultural activities known in forestry. Assuring natural regeneration is controlled and also full attention is given to young pines to be as vigorous as possible. The cord ensures a superb burn applied 45 to 60 days before, and when mixed, guarantees healthy growth in these pines for many years to come. The important part of that is the good burn that you want for good planting. Potential health effects, like I said, this is not a dangerous herbicide. Eye contact, irritation, but no severe injury. Skin contact, non-irritating to skin. PPE still suggested skin absorption, unlikely to result. Inhalation, brief exposure, cause adverse effects. Just get them outside, get some fresh air. Ingestion, very low toxicity if swallowed, which I don't see anybody swallowing it, but even if you did, you'd still probably be all right. You probably wouldn't die. Environmental effects. This product may be applied to emerge weeds in all bodies of fresh water, flowing or non-flowing. However, not directly applied to water surface. Don't go squirting a squirt bottle in the water and having fun. Just take care of what you got to take care of responsibly. Sensitive areas include threatened and endangered species habitat, residential areas, and non-target crops. Restricted entry interval of 4 hours. Moderation and treatment of aquatic weeds can result in oxygen loss or depletion from decomposition of dead plants. Monitor this practice due to this oxygen loss can cause fish suffocation. So just use it in moderation and responsibly. This is just an overview. Accord contains the glyphosate, which is very similar, very many similar products, Roundup, Rodeo. One of the most widely used herbicides in the world. Registered for the broad spectrum control of a wide variety of undesirable woody, broadleaf, and grass species on forestry sites across the United States. Glyphosate is harmless to most plants once in the soil because it is quickly absorbed to the soil particles, and even when free, it is not readily absorbed by plant roots. This post-emergent product is most often broadcasted, but also low-volume foliar and high-volume foliar are likely options for severe spots when needed. Accord is inexpensive for the quality of control the situation is applied to, competitive when stacked up against other herbicides or pesticides. And if you have any questions, that is the hack and squirt, which we've done a little bit of that here on campus altogether. Accord is known for being used in that manner, for hack and squirt or broadcast. You name it, it does it. But any questions? Oh, well, hold on, one thing. If I go back to this site prep slide real quick, if you turn over to that second page that I handed out, I found this really neat website. Well, I found a lot of really neat websites, but this one, typical site preparation treatments. This just kind of gives some ideas, one step. It had the one step at the top, and it had just the cost of what I was looking at. And I've got, I think, a couple things highlighted there. Of course, if you wanted to include the chopper or oust, of course, you're looking for more something serious, some heavy-duty stuff you need to take care of. But when you see Accord SP and chopper mixed with it at $80, and the one step only $75, you're looking at really good control for a good price. When needed, so. And then that front page, like I said, is just a couple of basic facts, just a quick overview. Some things I already went over. But it's very, very, I found out a lot of things when I did this project. It was a very good experience. That's it for me.